Do you know there is a secret to boosting your immune system that is absolutely free? You don't need to leave your home, buy anything, or pay for anything. Stay tuned and watch this video, and your lady Salome is going to show you this secret to boosting your immune system, which is absolutely free. Hello, my viewers. Welcome to Ezra Wellness, where you learn proven ways to healthy living. This is your lady Salome Adomako. I'm a nurse by profession. If you want to learn proven ways to healthy living, subscribe to my channel. And when you do, click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Today, the secret that I want to share with you that will help boost your immune system is fasting. You're saying to yourself, fasting? Yes, fasting. That is common to most religions, but nowadays we've left it and we're eating all the time. But if you are to go back to what we've been taught by our various religions, Christianity, Jewish, Muslims, to fast, and if you do it, this will help to boost your immune system. What happens when you're fasting? Fasting is the abstinence from food. And in this type of fasting I'm talking about, you could drink water, tea, coffee, but with these, you don't put sugar or milk in them, you drink them raw. So what happens to your body whilst you're fasting is that your glucose level goes down, because anytime you're eating, there is glucose floating around in the blood. And then insulin is released by the body, and it makes the cells sensitive and they're able to pick up the glucose. But if you have all these glucose floating around all the time, it gets to a point our cells get resistance to the insulin and it's not picking it up properly. So what happens is that if you fast and there is lower level of glucose in your blood, it makes your cells more sensitive to insulin. And because of that, it's able to pick up the glucose that is floating around in the blood. When all this glucose is used up, then the body will switch to burning fat as a source of its energy. So this is what happens when you fast. The type of fasting that I'm talking about is either 16-8 or 5-2. You're saying, what is 16-8 and what is 5-2? 16-8 is when you eat within an 8-hour window, let's say from 12 to 8 p.m. and from 8 p.m. to the next day, 12 noon, you go without food. And then 5-2 is when you pick 2 days during the week where you will skip breakfast, lunch, and at dinner time you eat something very light on those 2 days during the week. And the other 5 days you eat your normal food like you will eat with a Plum Paradox diet, where you have your 1 carbohydrate a day and a vegetable and other things the rest of the days. And that is what is 16-8 and 5-2. I know there is a lot of variations of fasting out there, but this is the two that I want to talk about. So this is what happened. So then, what is the benefit for the immune system if you are going through this fasting? One, since the glucose is so low in the blood, it helps to eliminate insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is a groundwork for type 2 diabetes. So if you don't have insulin resistance, that means your ability of getting type 2 diabetes is very low. And we know diabetes also is a risk factor for other diseases. So if you don't have it, that means your body is in a good place and it helps with your immune health. Another thing that also happens when you fast, according to studies, is that the B cell and the T cell, which is involved in the immune response, while during the fasting, they realized that it went back into the bone marrow. And when it go back into the bone marrow, it leaves the blood when the glucose level is low, and whilst they are in the bone marrow, they get replenished and rejuvenated. And when they come out, they came out stronger, able to fight better when bacteria and things were exposed to the body. Another thing that happens when you fast is that monocytes, which is involved also in the inflammatory response, which is part of our immune system, monocytes also are standing by anytime we are eating in case you ingest any bacteria or any viruses, then it goes and attack it. So if you are not eating, monocytes also go to rest. And whilst they are rested, that means there is decreased inflammation response in the body. And inflammation lay the groundwork for other diseases. So when you have decreased inflammation response in the body, it also helps your immune system. Another thing that also happens whilst you're fasting, you give your stomach a break and the cells in the stomach are resting. The energy that the body could have used during the digestion, that energy is directed towards repairing and healing of the stomach and other parts of the body where healing is needed. One thing that the body also does whilst you're fasting is that because the cells are resting, the cells get the opportunity to do some housekeeping in the cell itself. Because this time around it's relaxing and it's not dividing, so it uses the energy to clean the cell itself. Some of the organelles that are in the cells that are damaged, that are not strong enough, the cell get rid of it and clean the cell. And if you have cleaner cells, you have healthier cells. And that helps with your immune system. Another thing that happens whilst you're fasting is that you get a surge of growth hormone when you fast to a certain number of hours. And then this surge of growth hormone stimulates stem cell production. And we know that stem cell is the beginning of all the cells in the body. And some of these stem cells that are produced grow up to be white blood cells, which in that way help to boost the immune system. So these are the ways that fasting will help to boost your immune system. You're saying to yourself, Salome, this sounds really good, but anytime I don't eat, I get very cranky. Yes, you get that way because your body is not used to switching its glucose as energy to using fat as energy. So the body will protest. And that is why you feel cranky, you get some headache, you feel a little weakness. But when you're feeling that way and you ignore the body, you drink water. Let's say you feel very hungry, you drink water, and once the stomach to expand, the feeling of hunger will go down. And once it go down, your body get used to using fat as a source of energy, then that weakness and the headache and the pain will go away. Another thing that could also help with the headache is when you put a little bit of salt in your water that you're drinking, that helps you to get some electrolytes in the body, and that will help the body to deal with this headache. And that is it for the fasting. So what I want to say is that if you have any disease condition, like you are on insulin for diabetes, you're taking oral hypoglycemic medication that will decrease your blood sugar, you want to discuss with your doctor before you start fasting. But if you don't have any disease condition that will interfere with you fasting, I want you to give it a try. In this time that we are looking for ways to boost our immune system, fasting is also a good way to do it. You're saying, Salome, how long do I have to do this to reap the benefit? A study that was done in 2014 had said you need to fast like 3 days straight to reap some of these benefits. But a recent study that was published in the New England Journal of Medicine says that you don't need to fast that 3 days straight, but doing this 16-2 and the 24-hour fast will help you to reap some of these benefits. So what I want to encourage you to do as my viewer out there is give it a try, give it a shot and see what it does for your body. Remove insulin resistance and you'll be able to remove other disease conditions. Give me a comment. Do you have any other way that you've been fasting that has been working for you? Well, give me a comment in this video and let me know, and I will add it to my list. Thank you so much for your time and thank you for watching. Remember, this is Ezra Wellness, where you learn proven ways to healthy living. Thank you.